Hey students, hello everybody. I am Sapna from Masterclass Ielts and I am in front of you to have a video on speaking session. So what you can do is you can ask the questions here if you have any problem related to that. You can also talk about a cue card and I'll be giving you feedback according to that. So let's start. Who is there? If I know there is just one person right now, there are two persons. Hey, hello. You can also chat with me. You can write down the topic or you want to know what problems that you find during the speaking and why you are not able to think, why you're not able to improve your vocabulary, or there is something which is not appropriate and you are not finding the words, or there is some problem in brainstorming. What are the different areas here? Because I am just face to face interacting with you all. Who's that person who is just watching the video, and if he wants to join, they can ask me the question, whatever the thing is. In speaking, what we do is we can have three sections, right? The first section is about the personal round. The second section is the cue card. And the third one is related to the follow up. Whatever you have done, that will be displayed. So, in the first section, when they asked anything related to you, your neighbors, your hobbies, your education, whatever is related to you, they'll be asking questions. And in those type of questions, you cannot give a closed-ended answers, right? You have to give good amount of answers there in two or three sentences. You cannot speak in just one or two sentences here, right? No, yes, not like that. So instead of giving those, you have to go with more than the people, right? In this case, suppose they ask you, uh, talk about your neighbors. So you cannot just speak about the neighbors like that. You cannot say that I would like to talk about Mr. Sharma, who is working as this. No, you have to go ahead and you have to speak more about it, right? You have to tell that you are going to talk about the neighbors are the second family because they are the first persons who are going to help you whenever you are in a problem. After your family, these the neighbors help you, and then you will talk about Mr. Sharma or Mr. So and so. Then you will continue talking about them. You will talk about their profession. You will talk about their nature, their behavior. So this would be there in your answer, right? You cannot just say that what kind of means Mr. Sharma is this and that's it. No. Closed-ended answers will give you nothing. You have to give so many things related to that. And one more thing, when they ask which is more important or who is more important to you, your neighbors or your friends or your family, rate accordingly. Then you have to start with the connector. You cannot just start with um, family is good or better than the neighbors or the friends are the first persons. No, you cannot just talk like that. You have to give a perfect example also, and you have to start with a connector. Connector could be why connector, because it adds a logic to your answer. These are the fillers, but using it more often can give you less band score. So try to avoid it. In case if you do not remember what did you say, then you must talk like that. You have to talk in brief, and you can use a lengthier connector so that it would be beneficial for you. And in the back of your mind, you can think of what kind of uh, ideas that you have in your mind, and then you can speak. That will be easy for you, right? So what you need to do is you have to, if you're talking about the neighbors, if you're talking about anything which is in particular, they asked about rate your neighbors, your family and friends according to the choice, according to the closeness, then what will you say and how will you rate? Particularly or honestly speaking, I would say that you know, the examiner is looking at your gestures also, the body language that you have. The more confident you are, the better the speaking will be and the diction would be. How to improve the diction and the speech? Because if the words that you have spoken is not understood by the people, by the examiner, it means you are not going nowhere, right? So you won't get banned. So how to improve your diction? The saliva gets collected on tongue, and in that case, you are not able to speak properly. The last word is not able to be listened to them properly. So that is why they cannot give you bans because they will say the speech rate is slower. And the second thing, they are not able to understand what you said. So in that case, you have to think like that, and you to improve your speech rates, to improve the diction, the speech, the pronunciation. It should be crisp, it should be clear, and every word should be understood by the student. Do that, the first thing that you can do is gargle, right? The more you'll gargle, before you're speaking, just gargle it and see the difference. Sit in front of mirror, sit in front of laptop, record your video, and then see the difference before gargling and after that. Why so? Because the speech gets so clear and crisp, and the people understand the words very well, and you can do it in the same way. Okay. And the second thing, improve your diction and speech. What will you do? In another part, you can record your voice, then listen to it, check your flaws, check your problems, and where you were having problem, where you were contradicting, and also where you found your mistakes. Hi Harpreet, how are you? I hope you're very well. I would like to, am discussing about the diction, I'm discussing about the speech rate and where you will find problem, how to improve your pronunciation, and also what to do for improving your brainstorming method in your speaking. In that case, what you can do is you can, like when I gave the IELTS exam, I got 8.5 in speaking, and the question was, I still remember, the question was, the cue card was, describe a pet animal. And I actually, I'm not so much attached to the pets, but yes, I got the question. I don't have pets at home. And obviously, if you get the cue card, which is not related to your personal life, then what will you do? In that case, what you can do is you have to build a vocabulary related to that. Whatever you're doing at home, just household chores and all, and then you can think of the words which are related to those, and don't just pen down. You just think in your mind, brainstorm it, explore it. Wherever you read, just go think about it, and then you will be improving your vocabulary, right? So, how will you do it? You will improve by brainstorming. We have an exercise, whosoever takes my classes, we go with the brainstorming method. In the brainstorming method, what we do is if I ask a word, they give me an answer. Suppose the question, suppose the word is Amitabh Bachchan. So the next word, the thing comes in their mind, big B. The second word, legendary. Third is visionary. Fourth is futuristic. Fifth is veteran actor. Sixth. So in this way, they are building a long chain, and in that long chain, they have learned so many vocabulary words here. Okay. So in same case, suppose I talk about a chair. I said a chair. Now, what will you think about it? Wooden, then carved with what? What type of teak wood? Then brought from Shimla, historic, ancient, or cherishing the memories. Then your grandfather brought it, and center table, unique. Then it is a masterpiece. So all these are the words. So you can use and make a mind map out of it, and then you can write it down, and then these words can be used in your speaking. So this will be easy for you. Whatever you are doing at home, you can just practice this, and then it will be helpful for you, right? And then you can check also. Suppose I give you a topic. Suppose I give you a word related to um, favorite person. Suppose now, what kind of adjectives can be used when we are talking about a favorite person? What will I do? I'll just talk about magnificent, charismatic, stereotyped, classic, elegant, ambitious, jovial, nimble, agile. These are the words. These are so different words. Exuberant, jubilant. So these are the words, these are the adjectives which can be used when you're going to talk about somebody. And if you're going to talk about a place, then what can you do? If you're going to talk about a place, then it will be very easy for you again, because it was what type of building, what type of structure, architect, what type of structure, um, and then you are talking about things like it is marble placed, embellished, embossed, engrossed with it, and then what kind of jewels are there. Then the place is at an arm's distance or at the center of the town, heart of the town. These kind of words. It is in the countryside. It's in the outskirts. All these adjectives of places must be kept in mind. Okay, Abhi has asked me how to learn new vocabulary. Hi, Abhi. I'm just telling you how to learn new vocabulary. New vocabulary cannot be learned in a day because English vocabulary is so vast that you cannot use. But if your just aim is to work on your cue cards and your IELTS speaking, so what you can do is you can just think of the words which are related to the cue cards only for the time being. We can improve the vocabulary by reading. The more you learn, the more you read, the more you talk to the people, the more you get new words. And unless and until you do not use these words in your speaking, it will not come in your brain, it will not be retained in your memory, and that will not be useful at all. So, if you are using it, and for the cue card, what you need to do is don't just write on the pages and just flip it and just read it again and again. It will not happen. I have huge ample number of my diaries and stacks of each and everything, but I don't, because whenever I learn new thing, I just deliver. I just say it to anybody. Suppose to my family, to my friends, I just teach them. After that, it just retains here, and in that case you will learn, and it will never be forgotten. So the same thing can happen to you. You can also do the same. Learning new vocabulary, just read it once, use it, and then write it. And for the time being, if your main aim is to go for IELTS speaking, for that case, what you need to do is just frame a topic wise vocabulary, just use it for once, twice, and thrice, and take it the same. Don't change it again and again that I'll write different word today, I'll write different word for the technology. If you have learned it, technology is a boon, let it be the same. Okay, don't change it again and again. And also, technology can make or mar anybody's life. So, make or mar, it has to remain the same. You cannot use it on a different day and then you'll think about something else. I'll write today something different, and the ma'am or the teacher or the trainer get impressed because there you are just writing for once. The examiner is gonna think about you, and just check your writing or just listen to you just once. So there's not be any kind of difference. Learning new vocabulary is quite difficult and it is time consuming because it's we Rome is not built in a day, right? So For learning new vocabulary, you have to look for the word, read, listen to the podcast, listen to English songs, read the novels and essays basically, because that is going to be useful. I will not say to read the newspaper, read the dictionaries, because these are not going to be helpful in IELTS. These are not going to help you there. Only thing which is going to help you is the vocabulary which is required in your IELTS exam. Okay, so you must think about it and then you go ahead with that. If you find any kind of problem related to IELTS cue cards or follow up, or the connectors which are not going to be used, and you are not able to use how to use a connector. Suppose the question is asked, I asked my students a question. I asked the student a question that was, um, what is the difference between studies in India, in your home country, and the studies in abroad? Then the connector that he used was generally. So that is a wrong connector, right? You cannot start the word like that. Instead, you have to change it and you will say, I personally opine, or I feel that, I personally feel that, according to my perspective. This is just a phrase which is used by each and every student. Try to change it, be unique. Unless and until you are not unique, you won't get badge. Okay, these are the simple and quite short tips and uh, tricks and tips which you can use. So all the best. And whatever you have question, I'll be again coming live very soon, very shortly, so that we can have a word with all the questions, with all the topics related here, right? So, guys, take care, all of you, and wait for my next video, which is gonna be uploaded very soon. It's on listening, and I'm coming live also for speaking or writing session. So, all the best. Do well and prepare well for your IELTS exam. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.